Redskins fans, so you weren't as bad as the Giants were and you won. Fantastic. But this isn't about you. It's about Eli and the Giants. It's week 12 and you're watching True Blue Review. Rich, this is the epitome of a fucked up week. This is the epitome of a fucked up week.
I have had 24 hours to settle down, so
well,
I'm calm now.
Let me know what's on your mind, pal.
Well, I really am very upset with the Giants organization right now. I mean, I'm livid. I think that this is just a complete insult, you know, what they've done with Eli. It's an absolute insult, you know. And it's one thing, you know, in my mind, if they were maybe trying out a new quarterback that could be the future of the franchise. But Geno Smith, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I know Geno Smith. I've seen Geno Smith play, and yeah, he's not good.
Yeah, listening to Macanoodle, Macadick, Maca-whatever, Blueberry, listening to his, his account of this, it's his intention to do what he can for the Giants to win. So you're going to tell me Geno Smith gives the Giants the best chance to win?
It's crap.
It is. It's complete. It's a fucking joke.
We've already discussed how horrible this guy is with the media.
Yeah.
And he's proven once again.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get a straight answer from the guy. You ask him a question, and he just says shit like, "We're thinking about it," or "We're gonna look at the film," or you know, "We're gonna press over here."
Right.
Or, you know, we're going to put the best team on the field. And it's like, what?
Yeah, so let me get this straight. His point is the fact that he's trying to save his ass by dumping a 14-year veteran that's played 210 games and thrown over 50,000 yards as a two-time MVP. And he's going to save his ass by dumping him, suggesting to him that he actually splits time with someone else.
Let's reflect on the Thanksgiving Day game.
Okay.
The Giants' offense did not play good.
Right.
No doubt about that. But yeah, but to me, and we've had this discussion, you know, now, you know, I was upset because Eli couldn't hold on to the ball. You know, granted, he hasn't been throwing many picks this year. But he did have a series of games he had fumbles in. They come back. They win that game against the Chiefs. It's like, ooh, ah. But now we go to the Thanksgiving game. I mean, the Giants' offensive line got owned by the Redskins.
That's right.
In particular, Ryan Kerrigan,
Yeah.
who was just crushing both sides. You know, Chad Wheeler had to start because Justin Pugh was out.
Or, Fluker.
No. On the end, Pugh was out.
Oh, yeah, Pugh was out.
Fluker was out too.
Yeah.
You know, which he's great in the running game. Right. You know, because he's such a big guy, you can just run behind him. But Chad Wheeler had to start because Pugh was out. Kerrigan was just smoking this dude. You know, and then on the other side of the line, you know, Kerrigan would move over and he owned Flowers and he got to Manning. You know, I mean, Manning got sacked several times.
Right.
Then you have Manning throwing the ball to various receivers. There were a lot of drops. Right. You know, Evan Ingram is a great talent, but he had some drops that could be the difference in at least the drive, maybe not the game.
Right.
But, you know, they could have been first down catches.
Sure.
Okay? But on top of that, also, Sterling Shepard did not play. So let's go back to when Odell Beckham first gets injured. And also Shepard got injured that game. Brandon Marshall got knocked out the very next game. Do you remember how horrible the Giants' offense was? We're back to that, basically.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe the running game has improved a little bit. But here's the point in the whole scenario. It's not Eli's fault!
That's right.
It's flat out not his fault.
It's a piss poor offensive line, to say the least.
It's a shitty offensive line. They've got no freaking running game. They don't give the guy any help.
Right. And furthermore, their game plan sucks. Their play calling sucks. It's predictable as hell.
It's just like...
And so all of a sudden you're going to throw all this shit on Eli. And basically at this point... Yeah, at this point, we don't know if he's even going to play for the Giants again.
Man, that would just be a bad way to go out. I think I just said 2 weeks ago, man, I feel really bad that Eli has to be a part of this right now.
Right.
In this time frame of his career. You know, because I still think that he has some good years left in him. I don't see him as a guy that's not playing well or can't play well.
Right.
You know, I don't think he's a poor decision maker. I don't think he's lost his game. And I've watched Eli Manning since he's been a rookie. You know, we look at the stats. He's had multiple 4,000 yard seasons. He had one season that he was close to 5,000 yards in passing. This guy is he's a good, solid quarterback. You know, and on top of that, he's tough. We know that, and he's a class act.
Yeah.
He's a class act. He's a good freaking guy. Now, I don't give somebody a jersey just because they're a good guy, but it's a nice characteristic to have.
Yeah.
I mean, has Eli ever gotten ejected from a game? Has he ever gotten suspended? Has he ever been in question by the NFL because he's been dicking around, you know, in the off season or after hours, acting stupid? No, man, the guy is solid.
No.
And he shows up and he plays football.
Yeah, and furthermore, let's think about earlier in the year when McAdoo called him out. He never retaliated.
No.
He's had ample opportunity to talk about
he's a class act.
How fucked up this coach is, how fucked up Mike Sullivan is, how this whole offensive line is shit, how he has no receivers.
Notice
he's
I'm
never
drinking
said,
tonight.
Yeah,
I'm drinking tonight.
He's drinking. So
you got to drink right now.
So he's had every opportunity to tear this team apart, but instead he stands up and every week he fucking takes it. Okay? And that's the class act he is. He stood up in front of everybody yesterday and he announced that he wasn't, or affirmed that he wasn't going to be the starter. And the biggest thing was he wasn't happy about it. And he did show some of the emotion that we really don't see out of him that often, except for when Coughlin was leaving.
No matter what people say about Eli, okay, once his career is over, okay, he is going to be known as probably the most popular Giant, maybe outside of Lawrence Taylor, to ever play as a Giant.
Yeah, and the greatest quarterback
he's got it. Yeah. Oh, he's definitely the best quarterback they've ever had. You know, I mean, some people might say it's like Y.A. Tittle or something, but you know. I feel obviously that he's the best quarterback they've ever had. Right. You know, and I love Phil Simms too. You know, I think Phil Simms was solid. But Eli Manning is just so durable. You know, he's just durable.
He's taken a lot of hit this season. He really has. And to bring back a point you made earlier, this would be a little more palatable if the coaching staff and management weren't so bent on the fact that they're trying to win games, so they're putting in Geno Smith. So hypothetically, if they came out and said, listen, at this point we don't have a chance to get in the playoffs. We have possibly a very high draft choice coming up in the offseason during the draft, and we'd really like to get a little bit more of a gauge on where we are with Davis Webb. I'm good. But instead you're trying to win games with Geno Smith. All right, so this is kind of the way my head's been rolling the last 24 hours since I heard about this. I'm thinking, okay, so what you're really trying to do is get a more mobile quarterback so you can legitimize this fucked up line that you have. Okay? So it's really all about them. It has nothing to do about the players. It has nothing to do about Eli.
You know, any given Sunday, many times you don't know who's going to win. I mean, you have your predictions. You think somebody's going to win. A lot of times, you know, the team doesn't win, you're surprised, or they win and you're surprised, whatever the case may be. I don't like predictions, okay? But I'll make a prediction. Eli has started 210 straight games for the New York Giants. Geno Smith this week will start one game. his streak will not go more than 2 before he gets hurt.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
Yeah.
My prediction is after maybe the game coming up, he won't even finish, or the next game, or maybe 3 games. If he starts all 3 games, I'm telling you, the guy is not going to finish. He is going to get crushed.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my prediction. That is my prediction, and I think that's a pretty solid prediction, because he's a guy that's known to get hurt.
Yeah.
You know. And then, oh my God, you're gonna have Eli Manning come off the bench. It's just embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's just an insult, man.
It is. It is.
He's backing up Geno freaking Smith.
Yeah, we're not saying he had the best year or anything like that, but you got to treat this guy with some dignity. I mean, really, you got to treat him with some respect, I should say. You know, but
he's been the franchise for the
Yeah.
last 14 years, ever since they drafted
He
him.
has. And let's think about this. Jerry Reese, in all his fucking wisdom that he has, wouldn't have shit without Eli Manning.
Do you know when McAdummy did that press conference, they had I don't know why they did this, but he had those 2 Super Bowl banners behind him.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, what the, are you, I mean they should.
He had nothing to do with
just
that.
shoot it in a different part of the
nothing to do
fucking
with that.
arena or something, man, or somewhere else. Don't put that behind him. Give me a break. You know, particularly based upon the subject.
Yeah.
We're sitting our guy that won these 2 Super Bowl trophies,
Yeah.
you know, for the team. And I know it's a team.
Yeah.
And I know that Eli Manning is not the only player on the team, you know, but they've built the offense around this player,
Right.
you know, for the last 14 years. And they talked about trying to improve the offense for him, the line and the running game. I mean, this team has not given a shit for a running game in the last 6 seasons, man.
Yeah.
And Eli's greatest strength, okay, is play action.
Yeah.
Give this guy some play action, and this guy can throw the ball downfield as accurate as anybody that's ever played the game.
Right.
And he's man, I just don't know what these people are doing.
Well, it remains to be seen if he's even going to be on this team next year, and we'll have to kind of watch that and see how it goes.
If he's not, it's going to be really sad.
You know,
I think he'll play.
Another thing that really kind of irks me is, and I know that as of this time right now, I haven't seen it. Apparently, Mara has made a statement in reference to this, but Eli never even got to talk to the guy, you know? And it seems to me that when this is your franchise player, this is your number 1 player, you'd like to at least have a discussion with him.
Well, the thing is, you know, Mara has been involved with, you know, they have these league meetings and stuff like that. He's been down because they got this whole thing going on with the commissioner and stuff like that. So he's been involved with that.
What a great time to do this then, huh? You know? And then if you're going to, so are you saying that, well, listen, Davis Webb isn't quite ready yet, so we're going to go on and put Geno Smith in. Well, again, this obviously wasn't thought out. I don't know, man.
The way they said it was just dumb. We want to give McAdoo's saying we want to give our team the best chance to win. So we're going to bench Eli and start timeout. Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Geno fucking Smith?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's just dumb. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
So it's bullshit.
Right. It's
something
all
else has got to be going on because that statement is just untrue.
I have a hard time believing that the fan base, if they keep this guy, let's just, God, for some odd reason they end up winning, say 5 out of the 5 more games.
That is not going to fucking happen.
I don't think it's going to happen either.
There is
but
no
if
way
all of a sudden he comes up with a decent record of some form that they're thinking about keeping him, fan base won't allow it. I just can't imagine how this fan base is even going to want this guy around.
If Eli Manning in this offense cannot win games,
right?
How the hell is Geno Smith going to win games? I'm curious to see this.
Yeah.
You know, unless the other teams just give the fuck up or something. Yeah. You know, unless they just say, "Oh, you know, let's let Geno Smith win." I mean, why? I mean, I see it that he is going to get crushed.
Yeah.
You know, he's probably going to turn the ball over. He's a turnover machine, man.
Yeah.
You know, you can bust balls on Eli all day about how many interceptions he throws.
Yeah.
You know, Geno Smith was benched by the Jets.
Yeah.
You know, he's been benched more than once. You know, there was a big quarterback, like, what are we going to do here? He's been benched a couple times, and finally they just released him.
Right.
Really? If he was anything, they'd kept with him, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's another Eli. Before we get on to the game coming up, there's one more Eli that I need to talk about, and that's Eli Apple. And unfortunately, I didn't bring any monkey butt powder for him, but what I'm going to say to Eli Apple is fucking man up and play or get the fuck out, all right? Because you're eating up too many headlines. Dude, you're a fucking rookie, basically, second-year player, so shut the fuck up and play, okay? Otherwise, we don't really care about you because you've done shit, okay? You don't know how to wrap your fucking arms. You don't know how to tackle anybody. You think all you can do is bounce into them and they're going to fall down. It doesn't fucking work, okay? So do your shit. Shut the fuck up. We don't want to hear about it. Anything else you have to say to the Giants? Okay.
Not right now.
Because we can keep going on this thing.
I'll say something when we talk about the Raiders.
All right. So,
you know, right now it's just, you know, when you've been a fan of a team, you know, and you've seen, and I've seen Eli play since day one, and I was excited that they drafted him, you know, and you know, I've been through the whole thing with just saying, you know, he's not paid, and then he wins that Super Bowl, man, and it's like everybody just had a shut the fuck up moment at that point in time.
Yeah.
And then I had this guy who's an asshole Cowboy fan, okay, just saying he's a Cowboy fan. So he's a giant hater, obviously, especially because they had to go through the Cowboys to get there, and they beat him, and they had a 13-3 record, but they fucking beat him, and they fucking lost, and he was pissed, you know. He was like saying after they won the first Super Bowl, he's like, the only reason they won is because Eli Manning had one lucky throw. I'm like, that really? Like the whole rest of the game doesn't count. That one play counts. Now it was a magnificent play, but what about having to get there? They had to go on the road 3 times to get there. But then, you know, after that, they win again with Eli Manning. The guy said the same shit.
Yeah.
You know? Well, that was a lucky throw to Manningham on the sideline. What are you kidding me? That was one of the most magnificent throws in the history of NFL. I mean, it was gorgeous, man, how he placed that ball and how he caught it. And even the Patriots, I remember Tom Brady on the sideline saying, he caught it, you know, because they were thinking about challenging the play.
Yeah.
The bottom line is the guy has proven that he can play in big games.
Yeah.
And he's not a fluke.
No.
You know, and everybody can talk about the quarterbacks of their teams as much as they want and try to diss Eli Manning as much as they want. The bottom line, the guy is a winner. You know, he's a winner. And not because he's lucky, it's because he's tough. And he's accurate.
Yeah. No, I agree. And, you know, again, it remains to be seen what's going to happen for the rest of the year, but
now,
none of this shit's right.
I really don't know.
Yeah.
Is Eli going to start next year? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
The offseason will be interesting. If he moves on, I don't blame him.
No, I don't blame him one bit. I mean, especially, again, because I think that the family, the Mara family, I think they let him down. They let me down. You know what? You know what this reminds me of? You know what the first thing I thought of? Dan fucking Snyder. All right?
Shit.
This is so fucking dirty.
Oh, God.
Just like Dan Snyder.
Please don't compare them to Dan Snyder.
But I almost have to, because this is something he would have done.
No, he's continually an asshole.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I'm saying it's that much of an asshole move. It's that much of an asshole move.
All I know is that when there was the last real quarterback controversy was Phil Simms, Jeff Hostetler, okay? Yeah. The coach picked Hostetler over Simms. And, I mean, Simms was pissed. But it went forward. They asked the father now, not the son, Mara, you know, and he said, you know what, when it comes to the ownership of the team, we don't get involved with the coach's decisions. That's what he said. And now, in this case with Eli Manning, we're really surprised if that's not the case and wasn't signed off by Mara.
Yeah.
But I could see him saying, if you feel it's the best thing to do, then if it's okay with Eli, then go ahead.
Yeah.
Because they're saying that Eli made the decision to not start.
That's because he didn't want to split time just to keep the record going.
Right, because that is really not the best way for a team to win. Splitting time between quarterbacks. You put the quarterback in there, he practices with the team all week, and then you go out and you play.
Yeah.
To try to put two quarterbacks out there and you don't know who's doing what, that's dumb. That doesn't win games.
Right. All right, so let's move on to the Raiders. They're 5-6. Derek Carr is a quarterback. Marshawn Lynch is the nutcase, and Michael Crabtree is out because
Michael Crabtree is suspended.
He's suspended. Yeah. That's all. You know what? They're middle of the road. They're 5-6, but hey, you know they started off not real great. They've actually come back fairly well.
Well, last year they were 12-4. I think, to finish the season. They were a contender.
You know what? They're almost in the same boat as the Giants. Obviously, they're not 2-9, but you know, high expectations for this team. At the very beginning of the year, we looked at this game and said, "Oh shit!"
But you know something though, not exactly the same boat because the Eagles are running away with the division in NFC.
No doubt.
These guys are still in it.
Yeah, they're still in it.
Because Kansas City fell off. Denver, what the hell happened to Denver? You know.
Yeah.
And
then
the Chargers, you know, so they're all like around between 4 and 6 wins.
Yeah, yeah.
So nobody knows who's going to win this division right now. It could be the Raiders.
Sure. But I have to apologize to Raiders fans who are watching. I didn't do a lot of homework on this, okay? And I didn't do a lot of homework because we've got a bigger issue with the Giants.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't think we're disrespecting you. More likely you're going to whip our ass, okay?
Without doing a lot of homework, I know one player, Khalil Mack. He's probably going to own the Giants line, and he's going to get to Geno Smith, and he's probably going to knock Geno Smith out the game. Okay. Geno Smith is not durable, man.
Yeah.
The dude gets hurt.
Yeah.
You know, that was one of the problems.
Right.
So we'll see, and of course the Giants have to travel to the West Coast to play them.
Yeah.
So,
well, thank goodness they got Eli out because an old guy like that can't handle traveling that far.
Granted, they did beat you know, their rivals, their primary rivals, Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah. And
they beat Denver. You know, they lost to the Chargers at home. You know, so anyway.
Okay.
Not a lot to say. You know,
right.
I really, with Geno Smith playing, I really don't know what to expect.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking. I'm aired out. I'm done.
I'll just say this: for the absolute love that I have for the Giants and the love I have for Eli Manning, I am not proud of this team this week, man.
Yeah,
I'm just not. And I'm just kind of like, man. I mean, do I even care?
Yeah.
This is the first time I felt like this in, like, I don't remember ever feeling like this.
Yeah. I think a lot of fans feel that way, you know, looking at some of the Facebook posts and even listening to some of the people that call into Francesa's show. It's very obvious everybody's just really kind of giving up.
Kind of disbelief. Right now. All the pundits, all the pros, the NFL guys that are talking about it are just like, man, why are they doing that?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense because it's Geno freaking Smith.
Again.
And you listen to McAdummy and you're like, what is this guy talking about?
Again, if they were doing it for the evaluation of Davis Webb, I get it. If they're trying to figure out what they want to do in the first round, so they're going to go on and put Webb in, and let's really get this guy 5 games or, you know, whatever the case, I get it. But fucking Geno Smith, and you're trying to get some wins? Just get out there and start looking at people. That's what he said 2 weeks ago, right? We want to start evaluating people. This
That's just a fucking
This
lie.
guy's not.
That's what he always says. We're going to evaluate.
Geno
It's
Smith
fucking what he says.
Geno Smith is not the
like,
future.
It's
of
like
this
remember
team.
in Terminator where it said they pick the statement and like the robot had to pick a statement. That's what McAdoo does. He picks a statement. He's in his mind. He's blip, 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 blip. We've got to evaluate. It's like what?
Yeah.
Just he's so canned, man.
I know,
He's boring. He sucks with the media. You know. Plus, he's a shitty head coach.
Well, before I think any further about McAdoo, I have to look at the film.
That's another one of his things he picks.
Fuck you,
we're gonna look at the film. We're gonna think about it.
All right. Hey, listen, we want to thank Tin Cannon. We want to thank Big Blue Nova. You guys hang in there. Just keep watching games, all right? And I want to thank
If you
Rich.
keep watching games, eventually they win one.
Really. All right, we're out.
Bye, Giants fans.